What's up, guys? It's your boy MJ, and on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at one of the most influential composers throughout history, Mr. Ray Bradbury. We're going to be looking at one of his episodes from the Ray Bradbury Theatre called The Lonely One. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it.
Lavinia. Here I am, Lavinia.
Yes, and as always, just as I poured myself a fresh lemonade.
Sorry I'm late.
I'll just lock up.
Don't you get lonely living in a big house like this all by yourself? Sorry I'm late.
All they love to live alone, Francine.
Sorry about that, guys. Just checking the volume, make sure everything is running correctly. We're all good, up and live.
Come on. One night for a movie.
Where are you going, girls?
Oh, to the movies, of course. Gonna see a thriller. Real scary, I'm told.
Won't catch us out on no night like this. Hey, Adeline. Not with that lonely one around.
Okay, you guys, I just want to point out a few things right here. Now, this, as I said, the Ray Bradbury Theater, it was very successful. It had a lot of the main stars that we know now, a lot of actors and actresses that we grew up on and that we admire now. Some of them came up off of this, how they got their big break off of the Ray Bradbury Theater. Now, I want to point out this particular episode, that the Lonely One, that this is actually based on the short story, actually from a collection of Ray Bradbury short stories. So the actual short story is called While the Whole Town is Sleeping. So if you guys didn't know that, the actual Ray Bradbury Theater episode, The Lonely One, is based on the short story While the Whole Town is Sleeping. Also, what I want to point out is that I think personally that they should have kept the dialogue more on point with the actual short story. For example, like if you guys have read the short story, you actually know what I'm talking about from the Ray Bradbury book of 1000. I believe it's a red paperback book where it's about this thick, and it's based on, guy has like 1,000 of his short stories, the top short stories of all time. And that line right there, that was not the exact line. The exact line was, "Where are you going, girls?" And they say, "To the Elite Theater to see Charlie Chaplin." And then they go on with the line about, "Won't catch us out on a night like this." So I just thought that that was something I wanted to point out to you guys, that I actually think that they should have kept that actually incorporated into the actual episode.
We're going to lock ourselves up real tight, aren't we, dear?
Mm-hmm. You do that. Come on, Reggie.
Lavinia, you don't really believe all that stuff about the lonely one, do you?
Oh, of course not. Those ladies just love to blab. Besides, they're not much at risk.
Well, maybe we shouldn't go to
Francine, we're going to the movies. Where do you think you're going?
the movies. I'm not going down there.
Yes, you are.
I hate it down there.
I don't care. It's still early, and the lonely one won't be out until later. Besides, it's the best shortcut. Come on.
The Lonely One.
Lavinia, you can laugh all you want, but as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing funny about the ravine.
Hey, what do these steps remind you of?
I don't know.
Come on, when you were a kid. The story of the boogeyman coming into your house and you upstairs in the bedroom.
Hattie McDonald's was killed a month ago, you know, and Roberta Ferry a month before that.
Must have been the boogeyman.
Lavinia.
Now he's on the first step, moving slowly up to the second.
Elizabeth Ramsell hasn't been seen for 2 days.
Elizabeth Ramsell ran away with a traveling salesman, I bet. I was on the fifth step, coming up to the sixth.
You know, they were all found strangled with their tongues sticking out of their mouths.
boogeyman is now coming up to the 14th step.
Lydia, stop it.
And now he's entered the bedroom. And he's standing by the bed. I hate it down here.
And now he's
Gotcha!
don't.
Oh. Now, you guys, now you see what sometimes when you overplay about something and joke around with something, you see how sometimes when you joke around about something that it can actually wind up happening and you're not expecting it happening. It's just a lesson, a little small lesson. Sometimes let's not joke around about too many things or certain things too seriously, especially when we have to do with something very sensitive or a topic that matter at hand. But now that's not to say that don't just have any fun, because we know all of you guys that are movie fanatics, especially with any thriller, good thriller, horror, suspense, mystery. You know, that's a part of being a fan of the genres, you know. So that's just what I wanted to point out about that.
Bring it in.
Now that right there, you guys, I want to point out this particular scene right here, how you can see and tell that the camera is up at an angle, basically shooting down, focusing down on the scene and where the girls are and the two friends and the rest of the police and the ambulance and everything. I really like that shot right there. I'm really curious. I wonder what did they use to get that angle right there, and just how it was. It's a very good angle of that whole scene right there. But I wonder what did they use to get that angle shot.
Guys, let's get in here and seal it off. Let's lay it down over here where it's flat. All right, let's tie over there.
You ladies can go home now. We'll call you tomorrow. You get straight home now.
Thank you, Officer Kennedy.
Go on, folks.
Wait, Francine, look, it's almost 8:30. We're going to go pick up Helen and go to the show.
The show?
We have to. It's very important. We've got to forget all this. If we went home, we'd remember everything. Now we'll just go to the show and act as though nothing happened.
That's Elizabeth there, our friend.
Not much we can do about it now.
The least we should do is call Elizabeth's mother and tell her ourselves. I don't know if I can. Leave it up to me.
Wow, that's a murder. You boys over there, you go home. Get out, get out, get out.
Francine.
Only an hour late, that's all. Well, what happened?
There was this commotion.
What kind of commotion?
They found Elizabeth Ransel.
What do you mean they found her? Well,
In the ravine.
dead. Was she dead?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, who found her?
We don't know. Do we, Francine?
You guys, the ravine is what it stands for. Something like where you go down into like a type of bank area
I'm gonna
where
let you go
you
back
can
in
take
there
a
and
shortcut
lock
to
the door
get to
if you do that.
somewhere. Just in case you guys want to know what a
We're
ravine
going
is.
to the movies.
Lydia.
Come on now.
Okay, yeah. As I was saying, you guys, a ravine is like an area where where you may have, if you're from an area where there was an area like a bank or a bunk area where you can go down, take a shortcut to get to another section of the town. That's what the ravine is. Also, another thing that I want to point out, just as I told you guys about the dialogue from a little bit earlier, a line that I think they should incorporate it from the actual short story, while the whole town is sleeping. That right there. Now, so far, I will say that the dialogue has been good and has been on point with the short story, the actual story from The Lonely One. Well, actually, the real short story, the while the whole town is sleeping. One part, I think they should have put that part in there to the Elite Theater to see Charlie Chaplin. Also, right here, I think that they got it wrong with the actress. Where she sounds like she's from British or England, possibly something like that, have a British accent or something like that. But in the short story, while the whole town is sleeping, each character dialogue, there was no way, no reference whatsoever that they were from another, possibly from another country or out of the country. They were United States. You could tell from the dialogue. So I'm not sure why, if this lady, the third lady, the third best friend that they just introducing you to, if she is actually have that accent and she's from another country, they should have went the direction of another actress because it kind of messes it up if you have actually read the actual short story from the book. Why it's called, the actual title called While the Whole Town is Sleeping. But if you haven't read the actual short story, then it wouldn't be no bother to you. So just something I wanted to point out. But other than that, those two things so far, I think the story has been pretty much on point with the actual short story While the Whole Town is Sleeping. Someone's following them.
We're crazy to be out at a time like this.
Come on, they say there's safety in numbers, and besides, it's too soon. This killings only come once a month.
Now, there's no way that neither one of them saw. I was about to say.
I'm the lonely one.
Frank Dillon, don't you ever do that again.
Gee, I'm sorry.
Didn't you hear what happened in the ravine? What's the matter with you? Now get out of the way.
Okay, now guys, this is one of the city community. He's like what you call like the where everyone doesn't take him seriously. Like if possibly he has a little maybe a mental issue, but it's not a heavy mental issue, but just enough to kind of do things where the old town doesn't take him seriously. I just think that was so funny right there how he came out like that. But don't mess around like that, especially when there's a town when things are happening in your town, and you don't want to mess around and play around like that because it can wind up getting taken seriously and someone could wind up getting hurt, maybe you or the other parties at hand. But yeah, just want to point that out. But that was actually funny the way he did that. It was perfect. I'm the lonely
He
one.
was only joking. Why is she crying so hard?
I'll tell you later. Let's not be late for the movies. Come on, Francine.
One more thing, you guys.
Tighten up.
One more thing I wanted to point out. I think what they did with the actual teleplay episode, they named it The Lonely One. I'm assuming because in the actual short story, of the actual title, While the Whole Town is Sleeping, the whole town referred to the damn serial killer. Part of my language for any children watching, but the town referred to the serial killer as the lonely one. So I'm assuming that's why they named the teleplay series episode after the actual serial killer. But I think they could have just kept it While the Whole Town was Sleeping. I think personally, let me know. What do you guys think? Do you think that they should have kept the title with the short story While the Whole Town is Sleeping, or went on ahead, or do you agree with how they just made it the lonely one after the actual serial killer? Let me know in the comments.
Now,
We should be indoors like everybody else.
that's just where we are going, Francine.
And I'm not quite sure why one of the best friends keeps insisting. I mean, she keeps insisting on taking them out to the movie theater and them going out partying and seeing how someone they just saw a dead body and this whole town is on shooken up. It's just crazy. She definitely has a death wish though.
Oh, sure. Man was sitting at that table right there. Watched you walk out. Said, say, who's that? Why, Lavinia Nips, prettiest maiden lady in town, I said. She's beautiful, he said. Where's she live?
You didn't tell him, I hope, did you?
No. I just said something like, on Park Street, near the ravine.
You fool.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sure it was nothing.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm calling a taxi to get us home. Maybe he's the lonely one.
Well, no taxis for me. If I'm meant to be the next victim, I will be the next. Plenty kind of exciting.
Listen, I made him tell me what the man looked like. It was a stranger in a dark suit with a very long, pale face and very thin.
Okay, now I'm not sure. I may be off, but I think Levine. Okay, definitely so far. Levine is the one in the middle. the one that's basically you could tell she's obviously very independent. I'm curious to know how many of you guys have the same type of character as Levine, the one that's in the middle. And I believe Francine is the one on the right with the blue sweater on. Um, yes, I think Francine is the one in the blue sweater. And I can't remember what the other one name is on the left, but the one on the left, I'm gonna figure out what her name is. If you guys know what her name is, the one on the left with the kind of tan khaki, um, long like kind of trench coat on. You guys spam in the comments, let me know what her character name is. But I just feel that the actress, I think that she's not matching and fitting up with the actual dialogue and the actual character. Because as I told you guys, if you actually read the script, or even if you read the short story, the dialogue, it's not matching up. It's like you can tell that British or some type of United UK accent from her, and that's not the dialogue. You know, you would be able to tell if it was a person from the UK or the British or something like that, because the dialogue would kind of somewhat match the type of wordage would be used.
I hear this is really scary.
Don't be so upset, Francine. Come on, calm down. It's all right.
Okay, I was right. The one in the blue sweater is Francine.
You are Lavinia. You are the loveliest lady in town.
Okay, so it's not Levine, it's Lavinia.
If you just learned to relax, you would have been married years ago.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of women out here that fits that Lavinia role.
Because I'm going to
Very independent. And there's nothing wrong with that, you guys. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with an independent woman.
No, we can't let you do that.
But she definitely has a lot of masculine
I'll
energy.
have the 2 tickets for the scaredy cats and 1 ticket for me, please.
The police have asked us to cut the cartoon and the coming attraction so we can all be out at a decent hour. Now, the main feature is going to be over by 10:45. Please, go straight home.
He means us.
Okay, they got that exactly right. That's just how in the story, the short story, it's just perfect.
Rick, you can't.
I must destroy him before he destroys us all.
Rick!
Yes, darling.
I love you. You come back.
Save a pillow for me, kid.
Okay, she just caused a big commotion.
How embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
Theater manager's brother from
No, yeah, that was so hilarious. I mean, if I was one of those people that was in the theater, I know I would be very upset, especially being a huge fan of the horror, mysteries, suspense, thriller genre. So I would be very pissed if someone that did that and overreacted, and then everyone start running out of theater. I would be mad because especially you could tell it was getting right. The movie was getting very intense and good. Like she just ruined the movie for everybody. I think that was just so hilarious.
the scene.
Apologized. We shouldn't have stopped for these sodas, you know. The police told us to
Oh,
go.
gosh, the police. Come on now, the lonely one's probably 1,000,000 miles away.
Closing out time, ladies.
Lavinia, maybe we should.
Now, what my main concern is, what I'm curious to know is if they follow that same, if they take that same sorry, you guys, if they take that same trail back the way they came in the first place down the ravine, I'm curious to know, are they going to take that now that it's nighttime? I'm curious to know that, especially Lavinia. I want to know if she's still going to be willing to take that trail.
Walk you home. I mean, after all, you're the pretty one.
Through the ravine? But Francine, you'd have to go back through yourself. And you know, if you stepped on a twig, you'd die of fright.
Well, maybe we could all stay at your house.
Sure, why not? Come on, let's sing. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily.
Good sound effects. I like that good sound effects they're using right there for that. Now that's perfect, you guys. Now, you guys, this is perfect. This is very perfect. The reason why I'm saying it's perfect, you guys, I'm not basing on someone as who have actually watched this. I haven't literally all the way watched. I haven't watched this episode, but I knew that they made the episode from the Ray Bradbury Theater off of the short. A lot of other episodes where some of the episodes came off of the short story collection book from Ray Bradbury. You guys, I do have some of the collection of the Ray Bradbury Theater teleplay, but I have not watched all the episodes of it. I've only watched a few of them. But from this one, I haven't watched it, so it's a first time watching for me. But a lot of things I can tell because I've actually read a lot of his short stories and a lot of works of Ray Bradbury Theater. So, just Ray Bradbury. Sorry, you guys, Ray Bradbury himself. Guys, I'm going so fast. I'm trying to move so fast. This is why I'm a little getting tongue twisted. But anyways. Yeah, so this scene right here, you guys, with the good sound effects, I like how they incorporated good sound effects, and also this scene right here with the guy sitting on the little rocking chair right on his porch, the rock and swing, with the cigarette lit. It's just perfect, exactly how it's described in the action scene is described in the short tale while the whole town is sleeping. It's just perfect. I will say that they was pretty much on point 100% with this scene right here. I love it how everything was perfect. They put the sound effects and they matched the scene up perfectly how it was described in the actual short story.
Gotcha. Honestly. Well, made it home, Francine. Good night.
Lavinia, Helen, why don't you stay here tonight? I mean, it's almost midnight. You can sleep in the parlor and I'll make hot chocolate.
I don't think so.
But I don't want you to die, Lavinia.
Francine, I'll phone you as soon as I get home.
You will?
Yes, and I'll tell you that I'm safe. Tomorrow we'll have a picnic. I'm gonna live forever.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah, she definitely has a lot of masculine energy.
Forever.
And that's not nothing negative. It's not a negative thing. It's not a negative thing. It's common. You'd be surprised. There are women that have feminine, but they also have masculine energy. But some women have more masculine energy than feminine energy. But that doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It's just that there's certain characteristics that a woman with more masculine energy will have compared to one that doesn't have a lot of masculine energy. But it's no negative thing about it.
Well, Helen, guess I'll be going on.
Oh my God.
I don't suppose it's any use asking you to come back with me.
So I guess that answers the question, you guys. It looks like she's going to try to take that same path, go down the ravine, and at this late at night, and by herself, at this time, by herself, literally. So what she did is basically walk everyone else home, the other one's home, and then she's the one's going to look like she's going to walk herself home. Looks like this is going to get very bad, very bad.
No use at all. Night.
Lavinia, you've been acting so odd tonight.
See, it's just throwing me off with that accent. Oh my!
I'm just enjoying myself. I'm having some fun.
It's throwing me off. Like really, it's throwing me off. It's they just chose the wrong actress. She wasn't the right actress. Now I could tell that she's not actually trying to sound like she's from the UK or maybe British or something like that. She's actually probably from there, an actress from there, and they used her for the role, but she just doesn't. She's not matching the actual character. It just sounds weird.
You know, sometimes I think Well, the people want to die.
Don't be silly, Helen. I'm going to be home safe in my house in 5 minutes, right?
Right, Lavinia? Good night.
Not Helen.
Trying to take that lonely path. Got a woman up now. How many of you guys would have had the courage to do that, to take a lonely path at that late at night with a serial killer running around your town and multiple people have been killed? How many of you would have the courage to do that by yourself? Walk down in a unlit area like that, like the ravine or something like that, or a bump area. Oh yeah, she's scared now. She's scared, definitely scared. Everything ain't all funny now. Shit ain't sweet now. Shit ain't sweet.
Well, I'll be damned. Miss Nibbs.
Is that Officer Kennedy?
Who else? Hey, it's late. You shouldn't be out here. Let me walk you across the ravine.
No. No, thank you.
It'll be safer. No trouble at all.
I wouldn't walk across the ravine with any man. And how do I know you're not the lonely one?
See that cock eagle she has right there.
Get on.
There it is right there. I told you she has that heavy masculine energy and very independent, like a little snobbish with it, like as she just don't need a man for anything. Like yeah, but you scared right now though. You don't have that same energy as you had earlier, you know, in the daytime. You just might want him to escort you all the way through the ravine. So be careful about that.
I'll stay right here, see you safe.
Okay. Thank you. Officer Kennedy.
Ain't no
Officer
way
Kennedy?
he disappeared that fast. No way.
Okay. Let's hear it for the boogeyman. So, first
Oh yeah, not so funny now.
now he's on the fourth step. Reaching over to the fifth and the sixth. Seventh. Getting closer. He's coming up to the eighth. And ninth and 10th. I notice she's reaching the top of the landing.
Yeah, this is on point. It's just like in the short tale, the short story, the book. It's clearly obvious. You can tell you guys that she's kind of trying to joke around how she was earlier when it was daytime. She's trying to do that to try to like kind of like the Two of Swords, to trying to act like the fear, like she's not scared, but she's scared as heck right now. But she's trying to joke around to try not to be so much in fear.
Closer. Closer. And he breathes in because he's about to open the door. And he comes, opens the door.
good camera shots right here. Good camera shots. Perfect camera shots. You better run. Oh. If you don't get up, get up. If you guys see any little smoke coming across the screen, it's only because I have my little oil incense burning right in the background. So if you see it, that's what that is. I love my little oil incense. Shit ain't sweet. Shit ain't sweet. Bet you won't do that no more. The actress here that's playing the role of Lavinia, she's doing a hell of a job throughout the whole segment so far. A hell of a job. The one that played Francine as well, she did a hell of a job, but I'm not just the third one. She didn't fit the actual character or the dialogue.
Francine. Yes, of course it's me. No.
Now I want to know that you guys to notice something when she slid by and as she picked up the phone and she glanced outside. Did you notice that that glass cup of lemonade that she left outside when Francine arrived at her house and they left? It was full. Did you guys notice that that glass cup was empty now?
I'm just out of breath because I couldn't find my key. Oh, Francine, the ravine is as safe as it always was. No, we'll be fine. We're going to have a picnic tomorrow, right? Okay, that's what we'll do. Yes. Bye-bye, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, she notices the glass cup empty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, snap. And that'll do it, you guys. And so that about wraps this episode up, you guys. As you can tell, that was a good episode. Hands down, it was a good episode. I liked it overall. There was only a few little kinks that I wasn't too pleased with. Other than that, it was a very good episode. I was very pleased with the actresses, even the actress that I wasn't too very fond of, because I think that she was a little off point, where she didn't fit and match up with the dialogue and the character. Maybe she had a hard time trying to speak English in the English tone, but other than that, and the little line I told you guys about in the beginning, where the girls were being being asked by the two old ladies on the porch, where you girls going? They should have kept that line, to the elite theater to see Charlie Chaplin. They should have kept that. Another thing also, I like the scene where they played out when she was running down the ravine, when she was close to her house, remember when she fell down, and when she got up, she noticed that she was laying right where they chalk outline where the dead woman body that her and Francine discovered earlier. I like how they implemented that, because they didn't actually tell us that out in the actual short story while the whole town is sleeping. It wasn't necessary, but it was good for them to put that extra detail in. Also, I like a lot of the camera angles and the shots that were being done throughout this scene. What they had provided in the tools that equipment that they had. Very good job. All over around, I say this was definitely worth the watch, you guys. If you want to watch it, I also let you guys know I will leave a link to in the description if you want to watch the full movie for yourself. Other than that, I give this episode of Ray Bradbury Theater, The Lonely One, I give it a rating on a scale between 1 to 5. I give it a 4 point. I'll give it a 4, just like that. Also, before I get up out of here, you guys, I want to let you guys know that I do have another pretty much a series of segments coming up on what to watch, what to stream. What do you guys think about? I'm thinking about putting up season 4. So I'm thinking about going ahead and doing for each and every episode of season 4 of Stranger Things 4. Stranger Things 4, going through every episode. So if you guys are anxious and curious to watch that, especially if you haven't watched it, if you don't have Netflix, then I'll have it lodged where you can actually watch it, but you'll see me reacting as well. So for you guys that have not watched Stranger Things 4 yet, season 4, we're going to be doing that. It's going to be coming up soon, so be expecting that. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning into the channel. Support Let's Talk for a Minute, for subscribing and like the channel, and make sure you share the channel, and click that notification button for other updates. So until next time, peace.